Ito yung mga tao na kinukuha yung yaman ng ating bayan, wala namang ginagastos kung hindi mga laway nila at koneksyon. And they get most of the concessions, the franchises that is given freely through money, through influence, and sheer greed. Kasi meron sila. Ito yung nangyari sa Mindanao. And that is why the reason why I am so passionate about getting into a new setup. Kasi ho, the Imperial Manila controls everything because we are a unitary type of government. From Manila, lahat ng permit, except yung tindahan ninyo, to do business, lahat ng permit galing sa Manila o through delegated powers from the central government. That is why itong mga malupa sa Mindanao and everywhere else, yung mga mina napupunta yan sa mga oligark. Walang iba yung ginawa kung hindi mag-influence peddling. Nakilala ko ito si Secretary, akong bahala dyan. Pare, pwede ba to? Pwede ba yan? Malaki to, baka gusto mo, ate. And it's all over the place. That is why I am fighting a monster. I am just 2 months older, but believe me, I will destroy their clutches sa ating bayan. May isa dito na uos. I did not accept his money. He is a contributor. Sabihin ko na, Lusyutan. Don't know pa. Sabihin ko no. Because thank you, but other guys, you are using government buildings, airport. You have a back utang dyan sa runway, di mo binabayaran. The problem yourself. I will give you 10 days. Bayaran mo. Pag bayaran mo, di sirahan ko. Wala nang airport. So what? I do not mind if we sink, but I said we have to enforce the law. So you guys, if you are put into a great discomfort, sorry. Wala akong magawa. The law is the law.
Binayaran na ng Philippine Airlines ang 6 na bilyong pisong utang nito sa gobyerno ng Pilipinas. Ang utang ay para sa air navigational charges ng kumpanya mula dekada 70 hanggang July 2017. Itinurn over na ng PAL ang tseke sa opisina ng CAAP o ng Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines. Ikinatuwa naman ng Malacanang ang ginawang settlement ng PAL. Ayon kay Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque, makatutulong ito para pontuhan ang mga priority program ng administrasyon.
Pag tinanong ako ng media, what about itong si Maite? Alam mo, Mayor ako. Pumunta yan si Maite. Hindi ko maalala yung pangalan niya. Ang pangalan niya Alex. Tapos, mabutit naman kasi ito sabihin ko na siya. Parang bisita ko yan. Class 1967 sa PMA. Adapted. Kilala ko yan. Talagang kilala ko. Kaya mag-hashtag para NBI. Kasi po, may mga ganun. Ang mga mayaman dito, Chinese or Filipino o Filipino-China. Karamihan niyang kukuha ng badge ng NBI. Padala sila ng baril. Yan, nakadikit yan. Ang pagtingin ng tao NBI talaga. At kilala ko, punta yan sa Davao. Syntaxes. Kasi si Ungab, sa appropriation, si Ways and Means, sa Kalinan, gusto niya maglabi na tignan ko na ano. pinutol. Ano. Kumakain kami. May tumis ka. Tapos kanya, huwag yan. Hindi ko tumakas. Gusto siguro niya na sabi ko kay, so hindi ko siya pinatuloy. Ang pagsabi niya na, alam ko na, pinara ko na. Kaya sabi niya, bakit mo hindi demanda ng driver? Hindi na ako nag-impay. I did not wait for naibigay ako sa iyo, hindi bang lakarin mo. Tapos sabi ko, kain lang tayo. Walang bayan. Kung tumindig siya, walang gana, may flight pa siya. Kasi may iniwan siya, sabi niya, iniwan ako sa'yo. So, tuwi namin, naulan siya. Pero pa namang mga customer yung istorya. But 30 minutes later, natin ko. Kita mo po sa pera. Napin. Napin ito doon sa aeroplano. Hindi ako na po mayroon. Gusto na yung makita, may mga tape recorder niya. Doon sa aeroplano niya naabutan na last Christmas may nagsabi sa akin na may magandang pa rin. Alam niya may iligaw ko pa rin. Hindi na ngayon, wala akong panahon.
Ipinag-utos ni Pangulong Duterte ang pag-aresto sa may-ari ng Mighty Corporation dahil umano sa economic sabotage. Ayon kay Chief Presidential Legal Counsel, Attorney Salvador Panelo, iniutos ito ng Pangulo sa cabinet meeting kahapon. Kasunod ito ng pagkasabat noong nakaraang linggo ng mga smuggled product, kabilang ang ilang brand ng sigarilyong gawa ng Mighty Corporation na peke umano ang mga tax stamp. Kanina, pumunta sa tanggapan ng National Bureau of Investigation ang nagpakilalang may-ari ng kumpanya na si Alexander Wong Choo King. Nakipagpulong siya kay NBI Director Dante Gueran at nagsabing makikipagtulungan daw siya sa anumang investigasyon. Nauna nang sinabi ng legal counsel ng Mighty Corporation na handa silang maimbestigahan at wala raw silang nilabag na batas. Nagbabayad daw sila ng 12 bilyong pisong excise tax taon-taon. Kinwestiyon din nila ang pagkumpiska ng mga sigarilyo, pati na ang pag-inspeksyon sa tax stamp dahil wala raw itong approval ni BIR Commissioner Cesar Dulay. Samantala, ibinunyag pa ni Panelo na tinangka umano ng may-ari ng kumpanya na suhulan si Pangulong Duterte. Nagpadala raw ng package ang kumpanya at bulto-bultong pera ang laman nito. Ipinasauli naman daw ito ni Special Assistant to the President Bongbong. Wala pang pahayagang kumpanya kaugnay nito. Hinimok naman ni Finance Secretary Carlos Dominguez ang Customs at BIR na kasuhan ang mga may-ari ng mga nasabat na smuggled product, pati na mga kasabwat umanong opisyal ng gobyerno.
President of the Philippines, Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
I have directed the Department of Finance and the BIR to accept Mighty Corporation offer of 25 billion to settle its tax liability. After the settlement, Mighty will no longer engage in tobacco. This will be the biggest tax settlement on record. It will produce a windfall for government, which is significant in the face the unexpected cost of rebuilding Marawi and Ormoc. The acceptance of the tax settlement offer does not preclude other criminal charges against the company that the BIR may decide to file. The settlement will allow government to avoid a long battle that, as we saw in the previous year, would take years to resolve. Let this be a lesson to others. This administration will spare no one from cheating the government of its due.
Meanwhile,
within the past 2 years, almost 100 evacuation centers have already been built. While in January of this year, we started the operations of our Disaster Response Command Center which shall serve as a central hub for the government's disaster response efforts. Ngayon, sa pagpihit ng panahon, ang hagupit ng La Nina at mga matinding pag-ulan naman ang ating binabantayan at pinaghahandaan. Mahigit 5,500 flood control project ang natapos na at marami pang iba ang kasalukuyang ginagawa sa buong bansa. Isa na rito ay ang Flood Risk Management Project sa Cagayan de Oro River na magbibigay ng pangmatagalang proteksyon sa mahigit 600 ektarya ng lupa at 60,000 nating mga kababayan. Isa pa ay ang proyekto sa Pampanga Bay na magsisilbing karagdagang lunas sa mga pagbabaha.
Meanwhile,
this is 260 million project. Useless. I'm not disappointed, I'm angry.
Mahiya naman kayo, lalo sa mga anak natin na magmamana sa mga utang na ginawa ninyo nang binusan nyo.
Another one.
It has been used, importation has been used as a price stabilization measure. I don't think that is the primary reason for the importation that we'll do now. As a matter of fact, we are going to try. No, I think we will do it in the Department of Agriculture to boost production of rice and corn in the coming 2 quarters hanggang Pasko until after Christmas. Again, because there are several reasons for that. The reasons because we would prefer not to import. We would prefer to import as little as possible. So we should increase our own production of rice and corn. Corn especially became very important because the feed wheat that we were importing, na-cut off ang supply natin. So we have to substitute it with corn. This season, the corn growers were able to come together and provide sufficient feed for the broiler production. But we still have to increase production of corn to ensure that supply, because there's corn for food and there's corn for feed. So if we are able to increase production sufficiently, then hopefully the importations. We really do not. It's not really an import substitution measure. It is a strategic food supply measure.
meanwhile,
There is still inflation that is running rampant and out of control. We just received the poor news from the Philippine statistics that November we hit 8%. And we are now trying to identify the areas of the economy that are the main drivers of that inflation. The main drivers of that inflation, unfortunately, are still imported. Imported inflation. So, again, import substitution is still a good idea, not only for foreign exchange reserve, but also so that we can keep our inflation rate down.